Hello, hello. So I wasn't even going to come on, but I changed my mind because I had something to say. And every time I have something to say, the best thing to do is do a video. So I wasn't even talking about these two. Hello, subscribers. Hello, YouTubers. I have the most wonderful, wonderful subscribers. They are so beautiful. Like, I love each and every one of you. You say the sweetest and kindest things to me, and you really make me feel good. Thank you. Kisses to you. Um, what is the big to-do about Harry and Meghan getting an invitation? That's not breaking news. Like Spare and a therapy session that he did it. Not to listen to it, but just that he did it in the first place. Every time Harry does something, he diminishes his status more and more and more. And the best thing, it just diminishes it. It diminishes their popularity, everything. I mean, and he talks about things that needs to keep to himself and his therapist. First of all, I should know that Harry's taking all these drugs. Why is that my business? And now people are starting to think he's a drug addict. I mean, Harry, this is your fault. This is why your brother and father and everybody tell you to be quiet. Less is best. Don't say nothing. Don't talk. Don't write a book. Because now people think that you're on drugs. This is why I came on here, and it's about what Chris Rock said and so forth. So, but before we get to that, I'm just trying to figure out why he needed an invitation. That's his son. That's his dad. I can go home anytime I get ready to. Why do I need an invitation to go home? It just doesn't make sense that, you know what? I don't think I've said this on my videos. Like, I don't think I've said that they've been invited or they're getting invited. I don't think I've ever talked about that subject because I don't believe that he needs an invitation to go home. So I never really took, really registered in my mind to even go there that they would need an invitation. I would have showed up even. Listen, I'm coming home. I don't need an invitation. Are you serious? So while Meghan and Harry are talking about their invitation because it's leaked, they leak everything. They want us to know about. They want us to know about everything, and they want us to know that they got an invitation. So what? Why is that news? My conversations was never about if they get an invite or when they get an invite. No, it was if Harry is going home and is he going home or not? Like, is he going home or not? Are you going? Period. It's not about an invitation. The thing is that he needs to be there for his father, whether he's like one of my subscribers told me, prodigal son or not. It doesn't matter. That's my father. That's my son. I'm coming home, regardless if you send me an invitation or not. But this is the thing with Harry nowadays. This is the shocker. The shocker is, do you love your dad? Why are you treating your dad so cruelly and with just utter disrespect? Like, why are you talking about him as if you've gotten his permission to say his name? Like, that's where Harry is. Like, Harry's on some other stuff. And so I can see why Charles would not want him to be there. And that would be something, that would be news. If Charles just said, listen, I don't want you here. I do not want you guys to attend. Thank you for deciding to come. Son, I don't think you should come home at this time. You know what? That would sting. That would hurt me so bad. Like, you would have to scoop me up off the ground. You would have to, like, with a shovel, like, get up. I would be devastated. So the flip side of that is he got an invitation, which I still think is just the weirdest thing, because Daddy, I was coming home anyway, regardless, period. I don't know what you're talking about, but okay. So that, I just thought that was a little crazy. But the thing, you know, all these leaking stories, who's leaking them? Is it Obi Scobie? Is it our spokespeople? I wanted to home in on this, and I wanted to ask you guys, do you think that Meghan invited Ashley? Ashley, Samantha's daughter, the one they were real close before they got married, before she got married, they were like best friends, and she went to visit her and stayed a while. You know, Ashley, the one that got on the docuseries and straight up disses her mom. When she got home, I'll be like, girl, sit down, have a seat. Don't you ever. Did she invite Ashley? Because she didn't invite Ashley to the baby shower. And why? Why not? You know, her friends were throwing it. She was on the who's list. She knew who was going to be there. She helped plan that. Meghan is not going to do anything without planning it. She wanted Albin, I can't say his name. Oh, God. He's the Black Bond guy. Anyway, he was her DJ at the wedding. She was up there giving him requests during her wedding. Who thinks of that? I would have been so engrossed in everything that was around me that I wouldn't even know even any music was going on. That's how strategic she plans everything and da-da-da-da-da. So my question is, where is Ashley now? Okay. I'm just wondering. I wondered, did she get an invitation to the christening? I know it was a small little group. Was it all celebrities, or I just want to know, because I'm still trying to figure out who this woman is. Is she what I say she is? And I hope that I'm lying some of the time, because I don't want to be that person. Or is this really who she is? A scary person. Very, 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 very scary person. That didn't invite her dad. And her dad has not seen them kids. You would swear he murdered someone and he was sitting up in jail or something like that. And even then, I would still go visit him. Still your dad. Anyway, enough of that. Chris Rock. Now, I didn't hear what he had. Let's talk about Chris Rock and Will Smith. Okay, I want to just remind you guys of what happened, because what's interesting about this entire story is that Chris Rock is not famous for what he said about Will Smith, because we've been waiting on him to say whatever he's going to say and speak out about that slap. Okay, let's go back. So during the Academy Award ceremony, so at the Grammy Awards, I hope I'm saying it right, he goes up on stage. Chris Rock make a joke about alopecia. And not really a bad joke. He said that his wife looked G.I. Jane too, which I thought was a compliment. Honestly. I mean, because Demi Moore kicked butt in that movie. And I would have been proud to be in part 2. Jada. I'm just saying. I don't think he said anything that was derogatory, but I could see how it makes you feel because you're struggling with your hair. Okay, so then after he says that, Will looks at Jada. Jada looks back at him and he's like, you know, like, I can't believe you said that or whatever. And then, I can't believe he said that. And then Will jumps up out of his seat, walks up on stage, and literally slaps Chris. It was so disrespectful. It was so distasteful. It was cringeworthy. I was not happy about that. But I've forgiven Will. You got to forgive. He's apologized, unlike narcissistic. Okay? She's still running around with her lie. So Chris Rock spoke out about it for the first time during this last segment when he mentioned Meghan. Okay? Now, what I got out of the story is that he said that the reason why he didn't react or do anything is because he said he has a mama. And what I got out of it was that he was raised better to do that. And that was a big diss. But he's not even the topic. Maybe in the African American community, in the I would say that, you know, us, whatever. But it's that is not what Chris is famous for. Not for what he said about Will. His comeback. His comeback was that night. It was going to be all about Will. That's why Netflix paid him so much money. And paying him so much money to stand up. And not just that, but it was time for Chris Rock to actually respond to the slap. But it wasn't about that. Guess what it was about? He is famous now. And Great Britain, people in Great Britain is calling him by his name, Chris Rock, because of what you said about Meghan. You became like internationally extra famous when you said her name, because the thing is that you got the Sussex squad putting her up here. And then you got some of us that's just sick of it and saying, enough of that. And you hit a button just like South Park did. And now that Chris has, I said it's fair game. And any comedian within their rights would definitely take hold of these two and make at least a couple of skits about them, and we will listen because we want to know what other people are thinking other than us. But Chris, this is to you. We wanted to know what you had to say about Meghan and Harry, mainly Meghan. But I'm looking at YouTube and you can see little clips and saying, Chris Rock claps back or, responds to the slap. You may see one or two of those, but it's flooded in my inbox. What about what Chris Rock said about Meghan? That's shocking to me because I know a lot of people know Chris Rock, but some of you don't. You don't know who he is, but now you do. I would love this. Let's take it's not even going to be a poll. It's going to be one of those things that if you respond to this video, let me know. Say, I know who Chris Rock is, or I just found out about who he is. I want to know how many people knew him and how famous he has become because he mentioned Meghan. Because everybody's talking about it. CNN, GBCN, Sky News. I mean, everyone is talking about it just like they were talking about South Park. And what Chris had said was what I had said when she was sitting on that couch. I said, everybody wants to know the skin color of Archie. I don't know. That light is bothering me. Anyway, thank you guys. Good night. And I'm going to post this video, and I'm just curious. Do you think I'm off? Do you think that Chris rocks? What feedback did he get most of? What was most talked about? Was it Meghan, or was it Will? Was it the backlash of what Will had said, the slap from Will, or was it from Meghan and her mess?